Breaking into your prospect's content bubble can be easy or it can be difficult, all depending on social media and marketing algorithms. Hey, I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. Let's talk specifically about breaking into your end users' their content bubble. So first thing to understand is that everybody on the internet is being basically packaged and established as a commodity and being sold to advertisers. I just have to bluntly say it. The purpose of podcasting, social media, YouTube channels, video platforms is for cheap content to be produced, packaged, and sold to advertisers. And if you're not using advertising, you're going to get stuck outside of the content bubble that these platforms have established for your prospective customers. What do I mean by that? So when you go online, as you interact with the internet, search engines like Google, platforms like Facebook, these groups are cookieing sites to measure and build a profile about who you are. When you go into a certain site, that site is customizing to provide content that they believe you'll engage with. The purpose of these websites is to keep you on these platforms for as long as possible. In order to do this, they give you a constant diet of dopamine by giving you more and more and more of what you want. It is like a massive A/B split test. It's actually a multivariate test with very complex computing in the background. Now, what happens is that your prospect is going to get stuck inside of a content bubble that shows them what they want to see, and your content is not monetizing the platform. It is, in fact, promoting what you have to offer. So the barrier of entry will be very high. So in order to burst this content bubble and to break that mindset of your prospect in order for them to accept new information, you need to come in strong, and you need to come in using a paid channel. Now, I've made this mistake quite often. I will constantly put out new content. I'll answer questions of subscribers, and I'll build a really good connection with people who already know who I am, but I'm not reaching new people until I run a mailing list and send a letter series. I do a pay-per-click campaign. I promote a post online. You will not reach that audience because, again, on the internet, the platforms own those lists. Now, you need to be building your own list, of course, but it's not always that easy because, again, we have to have a pattern interrupt to get that prospect to pay attention to what you have. Now, there's many ways of doing it. You can be sensational. You can have a shocking fact. You can open up by being on someone else's channel and then offering some tidbit or some gift where they raise their hand and now get on your channel or get on your list. But simply posting content is not how you reach buyers in a marketplace. Now, yes, you can post content. It can be exciting. It can go viral. It can get a lot of views. It can be something interesting. And you can spend a lot of time figuring out what it is that gets you the engagement. But it's not you getting the engagement. It is that platform matching your video with their audience in order to gain engagement for their purposes. If you want engagement to generate leads, if you want engagement to make sales, if you want engagement to keep customers, you need to focus specifically on those activities and go direct. Go direct to those customers and build your own audience, build your own herd. That's where we have the customer avatar. That's where we develop psychographic and demographic profiles of customers. That's where we test our content across multiple platforms, and we test it with our measures, not their measures. So for example, if we post a video on YouTube, let's say you post 5 videos on YouTube, one of the 5 videos is very popular. We take the popular video and now we put it on BitChute or Rumble or Facebook or Twitter. We put it on a different platform natively. We measure that. Is it as successful on those other platforms? Well, maybe yes, maybe no, because where are your visitors online? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Twitch? See, there's all these platforms out there that will come and go over the lifetime of your business. Unfortunately, a lot of you folks are going to go broke because you're not using these systems that we talk about. But for the ones that are surviving, for those who have a small amount of customers coming in and a good attitude and a good focus on growth, you will find that if you test on one platform, take the winner and take it to other platforms, it isn't necessarily going to win. You want to go ahead and look at your top quintile. That basically is the top fifth of performance, and that is the what you would syndicate. So syndication is where you take it off of one platform, or you don't take it off. You just take what works well on one platform and test it on other platforms to see if you have the same response or better. Now, how do we know it works? Well, we use links that are coded. We use proper analytics on our website. We have the opportunity for them to download a special report. We have the opportunity for them to join or take a quiz or do something that we can measure. Now, the majority of what I do is send them to a newsletter, and I say, hey, look, here's a free newsletter that has more information that you're looking for. And then that list, I send people back out to these different platforms, or I send them to exclusive content that's on the site, and then I'm measuring that as well. I don't care as much about the opt-in as I care about the engagement after the opt-in. So what do I mean by that? I want people to opt in. I want to know where they're opting in. I'm investing my marketing dollars where they're opting in. And then once they're on my mailing list, I'm now investing in those who engage in a purchase, those who engage in asking questions, those who engage who become a coaching client. So I'm sub-segmenting my list and then targeting those people who are on my platform who have best performance. Now, the system I just described to you, YouTube is doing it, Facebook is doing it. They want to monetize the people who have best performance on their platforms, and they are not considering what you need. They're not considering your need for leads. They're not considering your need for customers. They're able to work without you. Now, and I'll be blunt, a lot of these platforms are promoting more content creators. So they have people who are going to give the facts, and they're going to tell people how to do the work, and they're going to give their honest value, and they're going to be able to do that in a way that the customer in their little content bubble feels like they have enough information to solve the problems that they face. And that means that your customers, your clients, your own copywriting services seem less valuable because, well, I could just go on the YouTube and learn how to do it. Well, the truth of the matter is you have to break that pattern by coming out strong and driving to a lead. Now, a lot of these platforms don't want you to take people off the platform. So you have to use webinars. You have to use special events. You have to use the native live function on the platform. You have to go in with your assistant and transcribe the names and the YouTube landing pages of everybody who joins a webinar, and then go research their email address or go research their details. LinkedIn's great for this because everybody who likes your post on LinkedIn, you can just go to their LinkedIn profile and get the rest of their information. And then you've got to send them something to get them to opt into your media because of all the privacy laws and all the canned spam laws. But my point is, it's a little bit more than just posting a video and getting people to come to the video and engage with your video. That's what the platform wants to do. If you've got a high traffic YouTube page, they're going to get 2 or 3 ads from someone else. And every time they get an ad from somewhere else is a opportunity for them to wander out of your sphere of influence. So I'm going to leave you 3 quick tips. Number 1, know who your audience is. Micro niche when possible. Focus on the buyer. The people who have the behavior of a buyer, that is who you want to talk to. You want to promote to those people. You want to be able to test and measure to know who those people are. Number 2, understand that the content creation game is a myth. The content creation is designed to build the engagement on the platforms to sell advertising. That's all what it's about. In fact, YouTube doesn't care if your advertising is successful or not. They only care that you keep coming back to get your money. That's all it's about. It's a very simple platform, very interesting model. It works very well. Number 3 is if you're not generating a lead or you're not generating a sale, then you really don't know that person is interested in what you have to offer. So you want to make sure that you create the opportunities. Now, a 12-minute video isn't necessarily going to have a purchase outcome. But it could have, hey, for more information, visit such and such. In my case, I do. If you have any questions about this or anything else I've covered, visit me at www.adbriefings.co.uk, where you'll get more resources and you can visit the contact page and ask your question, which I will answer on a future podcast. You can have some kind of engagement mechanism, but you have to get them out of that content bubble. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefings Copywriting Tips. I already gave you how you can ask your questions. I do sincerely want to hear about your successes. We talk about the business of copywriting. We talk about some of the things that are not talked about in the public realms because they break that veil of what these platforms are really trying to do. When you go direct to a prospect, you can speak directly with a prospect. You can speak to their needs and desires. And if you need some help with that, if you're trying to build your copywriting business or your marketing agency above $1 million gross a year, you're in the right place. Be sure to like and subscribe and visit us at www.adbriefings.co.uk, where we have more resources. And of course, you can ask your questions. Thanks for listening.